happening. Welcome back. We're back.
We're back like a bad habit, people. It's Truthiness Nick here today with Miss Swedish Fish. How the hell are you?
Oh, it's been way too long. It's been way too long.
I know. I feel like we got a little off kilter. The rundown got run away, and then now it's back. We're back on the highway, and we're going to be we're keeping it real. Keeping it real today. We got two great topics, right? Two good things to talk about.
Yeah, this is a good issue to come back to.
Yeah, this is a good one. So we're going to have two things. One is about relatable ads and some hacks to stop the scroll, which I know everybody talks about stopping the scroll, but we're gonna hit it too. And the second topic is around truthiness, the truth about your competition. So this one's good. I think people don't think about competition like this at all. So hopefully this will be a little bit mind altering. So
I think a lot of people think about competition.
I think they think about competition. They don't think about it in this way.
Yeah, in a different way. Very true.
Cool. All right. So let's talk about ads, right? We call relatable ads. What are relatable ads?
Ooh, I mean, it is pretty self-explanatory. It is something someone can relate to on an emotional level. Like that's how I would. I mean, there are different ways.
Yeah, I think that's the key is relatability, and I think too many people actually had this conversation with another CMO earlier in the week about ads, and it's like people forget who you're talking to, and so it's important to remember who you talk to. So we're going to come through a couple different options. So first one actually is my favorite because maybe I'm old, but playing on nostalgia. So this is really using ads and imagery that brings back memories, and obviously because I'm the king of old jokes and puns and references that people don't understand, this is right up my alley. So obviously some of these are like they're referencing old games from the 80s to promote cybersecurity, sensitive, like different information. So we got Star Wars, we got Pac-Man, we got Super Mario Brothers. So all things that like I relate to and people in my generation would instantly gravitate towards.
Haven't we been stuck on these for a long time? Like when is it going to come something new? Like Star Wars has been around forever and ever and ever.
And it's awesome.
I'm not going to get into that conversation. Super Mario, also same thing. But yeah, I believe in this 100% because if you are a Star Wars person, you will automatically, immediately, doesn't really matter what it says, you will stop the scroll to just check it out.
Yeah, I think it's just, again, I think part of it is because it's things that are, but you have to think about your age group, right? Like these things obviously hit Gen X people that were, born in the 70s, early 80s. And so things that you have to think now, who's your audience? So your audience was born in the 90s, then think about things that were in the 90s. They're born in the 2000s, think about the 2000s. So like it is relative, but it needs to be relatable to that ICP that you're targeting.
Yes, don't go shooting Star Wars images out there if the person you're targeting may not be interested in Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, be clear on what your ICP likes. So, yeah. All right, that's number one. What's number two?
Play on everyday experiences. And what the hell is that? This is a perfect example. Like Slack messages, Teams messages, Zoom invites, any sort of like visuals that we all, depending on what tools and software you use, but I'm not a Slack person, but I instantly know that is Slack, right?
That's Slack.
If I mess that up.
Actually, the thing that was funny about this, the WonderKind the ad was, I mean, no offense to it, I think people there are Slack people and there are Teams people and there's Zoom people. Like I said, I think this does work for people that really are focused in like using this platform. If you don't, maybe not as relatable. So I think that just keep in mind, or maybe A/B test, right? Do one Slack, one Teams, a Zoom meeting, could be Asana, like any type of application, but play on the everyday experiences of that person.
I mean, it goes back to the first one too. Like, I mean, you still need to know who the hell you're talking to.
Yeah, exactly.
And what they use. Otherwise, this will not. Don't come back to us and say, we tried it, didn't work. But yeah. I mean,
know your audience. Yeah. Know your audience. Yeah, but everyday experiences I think is super cool. And I mean, it's funny. In the newsletter we talked about the million browser tabs open simultaneously, and I was literally on a call with somebody, and I shit you not, they probably had at least 50 tabs open. I'm like, oh yeah, it just makes me cringe to have that many tabs open.
Well, I do like 50 tabs in different browsers, different like users for browsers. I don't have to log in and out of certain things too. It's bananas, seriously. It goes.
But it's such a memory hog too. It just, yeah. Okay, so that's number 2. All right, what's the third one?
Relatable text. Here we are.
This is tougher, I think. Like, I think this one's a little harder to do from a marketing perspective, but I think if you're good and you're clever and you're creative, I think you can make this work. Obviously, these are examples from Big Cartel and Firefox, Mozilla. So, and like the Mozilla one or the Firefox one is, Mozilla's not the same. So, not all roads lead to Chrome. I mean, clearly kind of funny, playing against their competition, connecting the products. So I think you just have to think about, especially when it comes to B2B versus B2C, how do you think of something that really is relatable to that person again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think this one is a lot more difficult. I think like song lyrics can play in here. Like a lot of people, start using.
Well, yeah, one of the things that I actually thought of, because we talk about using sayings that people like, well-known sayings, and I mean, it actually drives me crazy when people all the time like 100%, 100%, or 1,000%. Like, I don't. It's such a verbal tick for people now. I don't get it. But if you put that, if you put that on an ad, 100%, like as in a text message or whatever, I think it would be funny, because then you're going to grab. It's relatable because people actually, they say that in their everyday vernacular. So
I say 120 just because I don't want to be like everyone else.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to be like 93%. I'm not going to be 100%.
99.9, guys.
99.9999. We're going to be 5 nines. I mean, that would actually be a good B2B one for like an MSP or anybody like in service, because you do 5 nines in technology. So, hey, you're going to guarantee 5 nines. You can say, hey, we don't guarantee 5 nines. We're 100%.
I love that. Can someone please steal that and do something?
Put that ad out, guys. Come on.
Let us know how it goes.
All right. So anyway, that's 3 ways to make relatable ads. Try them out. Post them on our site. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think, and get creative. Have some fun with it. Mm-hmm. And if you want to challenge yourself, use AI tools like ChatGPT or Claude or any of these, just to create inspiration for them.
Yep.
Cool. All right. What else? Let's talk truthiness.
Let's talk about competition. Like a lot of, and I thought I get stuck in this pattern too sometimes. Like a new trend, a new something is out there, and you think that just because you didn't hear about it today and people have been doing it for a few weeks, trying a new tactic or whatever it is, you think you're always too late to the game. Sorry, I'm out. The competition is way too high. Too many people doing it. But I thought this visual in the newsletter was brilliant to actually explain this. Because if you imagine then, if 1,000 people hear about something new and they're going to try this latest B2B tactic, but all the red dots are literally how many people that are just simply too afraid to try. So 500 people of those they're just too afraid to try.
Let's use a practical example, right? Let's just use LinkedIn Lives as the example, since we're on one right now.
Yeah.
LinkedIn Lives are, you could argue, it's played out. People do it like the bus left the station, the train left the station. I can't get into this. But if you look at LinkedIn and holistically, that all the red dots, there's a lot of people that are too afraid to try, right? They're too afraid to try because they don't want to be on camera. They don't want to put themselves out there. They don't know what to say. So that's a huge bucket, right? Then there's the given up with 3 failed attempts, right? How many, we know this for a fact. We've seen people, they try it once and they're like, that sucked. I'm not going to do it again. And they're done. And then
We've even done that. We get stuck in that pattern too. We're like, we try something and then it kind of like, wait, are we doing this? Are we not doing this? A lot of people do that. They think just doing it 3 or 4 or 5 times is enough to see or try if it's working. But
to think about it in pure numbers, right? So like, let's just say we're starting with 1,000, right? So 500 people are in the Too Afraid to Try the LinkedIn Live. 300 people have actually tried it once or twice, 3 times, and they've given up. And then the moving too slowly, maybe they only do it, once every 2 months, once every 3 months.
Yeah,
that's 150 people. Then you got the distracted by the shiny object, which we do that sometimes too, but let's call that 48 people. Now you've whittled it down to, out of that 1,000, the competition, 1 person, right?
Yeah, it's you and
somebody else that's trying the same positioning, talking about whether it be technology or something in B2B or some other vertical. Like, so I think what we're trying to say is like, don't freak yourself out about that you're competing with 1,000 people. You're really not. When you're trying to think about a new tactic, you're really only competing with 1, 2, 3 people.
And you can even like quantify that example to make it even more clear. Let's say that it is not just trying LinkedIn Live. It's like committing to doing LinkedIn Live every day, 5 days a week, every business day for 60 days. That is the commitment. And you have a lot of people that are way too afraid of that. And then you have the people that will give up. So the amount of people that will commit to doing something like that, very, very few people.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you're spot on. I mean, when you think about just examples of tactics of this in competition, it could be cold email, it could be newsletters, it could be videos, LinkedIn, any kind of social media, like just talking, like having an opinion piece, right? Doing a research report or anything like that, highlighting a case study that you've done. All of these are things that come up when you're talking about trying to be competitive, but they all fall into those categories, and it's tough. People, they get a mental block about it.
Oh, yes. I can relate to that.
So anyway, think about that, guys. Next time you're thinking about competition, thinking about, hey, I'm not going to even try it because I'm too far behind. I mean, obviously AI is a great example. Like, a lot of people are like, it's hard. It's taking, there's no way I can catch up on AI. Oh, come on, guys. That's not true.
No, there's always time. And just lean into the consistency. Just got to do it.
Yeah. So that's it those are the 2 big topics for today, right?
Yeah, but we have a good one to wrap it up. I actually
this one's hilarious.
This is from the documentary, and I watched it not too long ago, so I know exactly the scene from the documentary too, and it was hilarious. But it's a good one.
It's I think for those people who say they don't use AI, come on. Just be
I was on a call the other day and got that question, but I got the question in a way like it was something negative. And I was like, no, I mean, I'm going to own this. And it was all about it. Like, this is, 100% we use AI.
Yeah, not 99%, 100%.
No, 99.9%. I'm going to start saying that to get more attention. That's it.
All right, that is the rundown for today. If you guys we're back, and actually, though, we'll have a slight pause. We'll do it again next week. But
actually, you will have to. Chris will have to step up again.
You're back to do it next week when you're in Europe.
Yeah,
back in your motherland.
Yeah.
So, and so if you don't subscribe, where do they need to go to subscribe?
Marketingqualified.co, people. Subscribe. So when we do miss this, you still get all the updates. So,
and if you want tech news, you can go to channelbytes.com as well. And that's our media site and also our newsletter. So, and last but not least, we also have
partnerscience.tech.
Yep.
And it's a new issue just came out this week. Check it out.
That was a good one. I chuckled quite a bit on some of the relevancy of that.
So, that's good.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.